Okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Out driving out and about today, and some discussions for today. What we are doing is we're probably going to be making more content on the green place. If you know, you know. And we did a live last night. It was just about an hour. It went okay. We had a few people in there. Nothing huge, but with the way that YouTube is going, how it is being anti-First Amendment, anti-Second Amendment, they are restricting people who talk about the Constitution, restricting people who talk about the Second Amendment, that we can't do physical shows on YouTube Lives. I get it. Some stupid people did some stupid stuff in the past, so right now, we're just looking at alternatives, and that alternative is the green place, if you know, you know. We're also looking at, now that we have begun design work on the Glock 43, as well as finishing up the Glock 26, what's next, and why? So, do we do the Glock 20, what generation? The 21, what generation? 23, the 27, the 48, and why? And so that's something we are going to be pushing our followers to answer for us. Hey, what is it that you yourself are interested in? You know, and why? Which generation do you want? Which caliber do you want? And the reason we're asking is because we are trying to evaluate whether or not it's worth it to try and machine these models. And it might be. It might be worth it to machine these models. But, you know, we have to do a lot of evaluation. What's our competition doing? What do our distributors want? What do our vendors want? And then, of course, what do you guys want? And sad to say, the numbers, you know, don't always number, right? Math doesn't always math. So we will always get people. I still got a guy out there who's asking me for a P89, and it's like, dude, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Nobody's asking for it but you. And we do get a lot of people who ask us, hey man, when are you doing the Block 20? Hey, when are you doing the 23? When are you doing this? And we have watched businesses sink themselves into research and development on slides that random people ask for. And it's not that your requests are without merit. You want what you want for a reason. It's, is there enough demand for it for us to risk buying the steel, buying the end mills, paying for labor, breaking end mills, you know, spending all the time doing the design work on this new slide. And then once we're done making it, after we've made a batch of them, you know, is it going to sell? That's the big hurdle right there, or is it just going to sit on the shelf? Because we've seen this before, where we get certain colors and they just sit on the shelf. We get you know, certain models, and you know, the model's price is definitely worth the labor we're putting into it, but does it just sit on the shelf? My God, the sun is just fucking with me this morning. Good morning, Isaac. William, how you doing, man? But yeah, that's the big things going on. We are finishing work on the 26. It is going to happen this month, unless something crazy happens. And we've started design work on the 43. So we're already getting some basic machining done with the 43. That's nowhere near saying it's done. Oh, no worries, man. Happy to have you in here. Try to answer any questions you might have. And it's not near, like, you know, ready for production by any means. Basic machining just means we're starting to get started. So it could still be a few months before it's done. It just depends on how well things go. And I'm just driving into the sun this morning. God, I should have left earlier. So of course, we're going to be asking all of our followers, all of our watchers, you know, what do you want to see? The Glock 20, the Glock 21, the 23, the 27, the 48. What do you want to see next? And why? Dial it in for me. You know, make your case. Who should we provide for and why? You know, are our competitors doing the same thing? Is there a huge demand for it? That's stuff we have to research and see, hey, is it worth the risk? Like, I'd love to say we could provide every Glock model out there, but is it worth the investment? Is it worth the risk if only like 2 people buy them? You know what I mean? That's the big hurdle right there. And then there's the whole V series. Then there's Gen 5. You know, like, what do we make? We're probably skipping Gen 4 entirely. Would you bastards just let the school bus through? What's wrong with all of you? There's a school bus that's been trying to switch lanes, and everyone else is just cutting in front of it, not letting it switch. It's just like, come on. Let the school bus through. What's wrong with y'all? But if you have questions about it, by all means, feel free to ask. You got comments, concerns about future models, by all means ask. Because it's something we're always evaluating, always looking into, and wondering if it is worth the investment. Well, as for the green place, Rumble, as it were, yeah, we did a live there last night. A little bit of interaction, which was kind of nice. Probably going to start doing a lot more of that. I know I've talked about it in the past. YouTube's just easier to utilize. It looks like the video quality from phone to PC is better on YouTube than it is on Rumble. But that said, Rumble isn't restricting us like a mother. Much appreciated, William. Yep, that's getting worked on. We're beginning first operations on it, and you know, we'll see how things go. As we're finishing up the 26. The 26 has got a few. It can run. If we started producing the 26 right now, they would run on frames. It's more just us being nitpicky at this point. Which, I mean, to be fair, there's a reason we're being nitpicky. We want it to be as perfect as possible. Because we've already got people who suck at building trying to tell us it's our slide's fault. It's not. Don't get me wrong, we're not perfect. And there's always more we can improve on. But if, you know, a dumbass like me can build up and run our slides on any frame, so can everybody else out there. You should have seen the first P80 frame I did. It was horrendous. So if I can do it, everybody can do it. Screw you, son. Giant fireball in the sky, blinding the crap out of me. But yeah, we're trying to crank that 26 out to be ready, you know, for 26X frames. They are showing up. They are getting out there. So we want that ready. 43. Question is, after we're done with the 43, do we do a 48? Or instead, do we do a 23, which is just a 19 with 40 cal? You know, do we do a 20 and a 21 for 45 cal and 10 millimeter? Do we do a 27, which is a 26 with 40 cal? I don't know if I'm a good person. I'm kind of an asshole. But I do try to take care of people. And we do try to make sure that things are done right. Because we've seen a lot of things that are just done poorly over the years. And we're not the fastest. You know, we're not the most innovative out there compared to some other companies, but we do work on creating a good quality product at a good steel, in my opinion. I know I'm tooting my own horn a bit, but you know, 17.4 compared to 4.16, the time and effort we're putting into it. Do we make mistakes? Absolutely. But we do try to fix it for everybody. And if the sun could just stop. It's a beautiful morning. Way too beautiful for all this traffic. But that's December for you. There's going to be traffic every morning. Everybody's coming in to visit. We got all the snowbirds in town. People who live up north or back east are coming here for the warmer winter weather. I mean, it's not warm for us. It's 40, 46 right now. But for them, you know, where it's like freaking 20 degrees, absolutely warmer. I don't know who designed the caps for those, but they did a horrible job, and they should feel horrible. Hey, thanks for the likes, guys. Greatly appreciate it. For those of you just joining us, didn't catch me earlier, we are talking about doing more live content on Grumble, the Green Place. If you know, you know. Also talking about the Glock 20, 21, 23, 27, and 48 as potential future slides that we might be working on. If I can just get this damn sun out of my face. So, interested to hear what you guys have to say on it. Interested to hear what you guys are looking for in the future. And then we are going to balance that with what is the market asking for? What do distributors want? What do vendors want? And, you know, why? Why should we try and make one of these slides? Why should we risk it for the discounts? Because there's always the chance that we make it and only like 5 people buy the slide. And then we sunk all that time and money into it. Is the Glock 20 popular to you? The 23? Is the 27? Are these options for you? Because the big market right now, the big market is absolutely 19s, 17s, and 43s. 26s are seeing a spike because of the 26X frame from Glock Store. So, is that spike going to remain? Are people going to keep buying 26s? Or are we stuck? Once it's done, it's done. Oh, no worries, Isaac. That's coming through just fine. Day's just starting. Should have started earlier, but it's been pretty busy this morning. Getting out late. We're going to go get some work done today, some side work, get some work done in the machine shop. And because I got up so late, out and about, I'm dealing with all the morning traffic, which is just wonderful. Yeah. Finally got the sun directly out of my face. Now it's just to the left of me. And for those of you who don't know, Stiffler Manufacturing, we are in Arizona. That is where we are from. We were in Florida for a brief period. But, yep, Arizona's where we're from, and that's where our shop is. Our machine shop. We don't have a physical storefront. If you want to get Stiffler slides locally, you need to go to the Hub in Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside, Sirius Arms in Prescott, or Task Force Red in Tucson. Yep, Williams in Arizona. Actually, if you're nearby any of those shops, you should pop in there, William, and ask them, hey, man, can I see your Stiffler slides? I forget the address. I just know it's called The Hub. And they have 3 locations in Arizona, just Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside. And yeah, I forget where the address is. But I know they bought some more slides a while back. They might even have some of the old flash slides that we're currently not in production with. But I think they picked up some flashes and some Vipers. And yeah, man, if you, because we don't always get time to go up to Mesa. So if anybody who lives local in the area can just pop in and be like, hey, can I see your Stiffler slides? And let us know. Like, reach back to us and like, hey, have they sold them all? Do they need more? Or are they still just sitting there on the shelf? Because our distributor always tells us when they are running low. Gun stores don't always tell us because they're always focused on something. And unless we get to actually, like, driving up to Prescott is kind of a pain in the ass. So we don't always get to go up to Prescott. And more than a few times we've had employees just not know what we're talking about. And it's like, yeah, you guys bought some slides from us a while back. Like, how are they doing? Like, do you guys need more? Would you guys like some displays? We would do some 3D printing on displays. And those are pretty cool. And we want to get those to all the gun shops too. Like, if a gun shop is displaying slides for us, we want to get some displays for them so the slides can be like showcased better. Because there was one gun shop that picked up some of our slides and they just kept them in the boxes. So customers couldn't even see what they looked like. And it's like, well, you're not going to sell anything if they're just stuck in the boxes. That's stupid. Oh, damn, that's a bit of a trip. If you happen to be in the area, you know, don't take time out of your day. If you just happen to be in the area. Because I need to go into the hub at some point. I need to 3D print some displays, and I need to go into the hub in Tucson at some point and give them some slide displays. And be like, here you go, ones that say Stiffler Manufacturing on them. And just, here you go, here's how you can display your slide. Oh, it was a different name at the time? Okay. Sharp turn. Right now I'm doing side work. So I'm going around to, I'm getting paid to go around and check up on properties, make sure there's no maintenance issues. You know, like busted water pipes, things like that. Tweakers set a dumpster on fire or something like that, you know. And then when I get done with that, I'm off to the shop to go make slides and stuff. Oh, right on. Yeah, it's a good little side. It's like a porter maintenance cleanup kind of job. Always doing side work, always hustling, people. Always make that money. It's a real easy gig to make some extra cash. And then, of course, I can do driving lives with you guys while I do it. Because most of it's just checking on, like, light poles here. You know, about light bulbs out. Is there a busted water pipe? Is there a broken window? You know, and then you go and help get that fixed up. A lot of properties, a lot of them are like small owned. Like, yeah, there's some big corporate ones, you know, whatever. But a lot of them are small owned and they don't have a full-time guy to go around and check on stuff. And they've got multiple properties. And yeah, not a bad way to make some side cash before I go into the shop each day. I just get a list of addresses, hop off. Hey, 2A veteran, what's going on, brother? So what do you guys think? Which one should we do? The 23, the 20, the 21, 27, 48? Hold on, I'll be right back with you guys. Hey, sorry guys, I will be right back. Just give it a few more minutes, dealing with something on one of the properties I'm working on. Yeah, this part I can't record without permission, so I had to cut you guys off real quick. Sorry. Okay, back again. Sorry about that. Had to get out and kick some people off this dude's property. But yeah, it's a real easy gig, man. Just going around checking on water pipes and light poles and maintenance issues and stuff. Fences, walls, doing repairs. So, you know, porter, maintenance, janitorial type stuff. Real easy. And you get paid by the job. So not bad to do side work when we're not working in the machine shop, you know? But thank you guys all for freaking chilling with me while I was busy dealing with that. But some of the properties I go to, I do not have the time, or rather, I don't have the permission to record certain things. Okay. Hey, Omar, how's it going, brother? Yeah, so certain properties, I got to cut the feed while I'm working on it real quick, so I appreciate your guys' patience. It's greatly appreciated. And if I don't have permission, I don't record. That's, you know, it's their property, you know. It's just a polite way to do things. But what we were talking about was the Glock 20, 21, 23, 27, and 48. What should we do next after we finish the 26? And we've already begun design work on the 43. So 26 is almost done. 43 work is beginning. What should we do next? You know, what does the public want? That's the things we're trying to figure out. There's my pen. And I'm hoping on range testing on the 26 soon. This new batch, I want to get some range testing in on it. There we go. Yeah, by all means. Hey, White Rambo, what's going on, brother? Happy holidays to all. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever. Winter solstice. Or just some good winter vibes. Yeah, that's what we're looking for, man. Everybody's 2 cents. What does everybody have? What's everyone's thought process on it? What are you seeing from other manufacturers? What are you seeing from other vendors and distributors? You know, what should Stiffler work on next? And we're going to balance this with, you know, some of our own research, and then we're also going to, you know, bounce this off our distributors and vendors and be like, hey, what do you guys want? What are your customers asking for? You know, basically we're just trying to avoid the hole that a lot of other manufacturers fell into when they were chasing a lot of different products from a lot of different people. M&P slides. We could possibly do the first gen of those, not the M&P 2.0. The 2.0, I believe, is still under patent. I'm not even sure if the original M&P is still under patent, but I know for sure the 2.0 is still under patent, so we can't touch it. Not without getting express permission from Smith & Wesson, who would likely want a portion of the proceeds, even if they did say yes. But Smith & Wesson is doing ports, they are doing optics cuts, so they're doing their own thing. They probably likely wouldn't say yes. Absolutely. 10 years of military service. This beard ain't going frickin' anywhere. Not unless I absolutely have to. Oh yeah. Because shaving all the time sucks ass. So now we just rocking the scruffy beard. Oh, I forgot my earbuds there. There we are. But yeah, this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing most of the day. I have sites I got to go check up on, make sure everything's cool, make sure everything's going good there. And then we got the machine shop later. We've already got employees at the machine shop now. I got to drop by and see what's going on later. See where I can help and, you know, where I can put some work in. But we got people at the machine shop right now running the CNC machine, working on programs, working on shipping. On Form 4 wait times? No, I'm not up to date on what the current wait time is on it. Oh yeah. Well, they'd always give me shit when I was still in too, because they're like, "Hey, did you shave today?" Yes, I did. But you know, by frickin' 2 o'clock, you got a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow going on, and they're just like, "Did you shave today?" So I absolutely did shave today. Yes. And a few of them have seen me. I actually met up with a few buddies, a couple of whom are still in. I met up with them a few weeks ago, and some of them were just like, "Holy shit, dude. Like, where'd you get this mountain beard?" And I'm like, "Don't worry, it's going to get longer. It is going to get bigger." Yeah, probably. Yeah, we might do a collab on a review. Just let us know what your plans are. Though this week might be the best week to order it because we have our Cyber Week sale going on. It ends on the 6th. It might roll into the 7th a little bit because of the time zones. But yeah, it's 20% off all strip slides and 20% off all complete slides just for Cyber Week. So this week, if anyone's planning on doing a build, this is the last of like our good sales for the rest of the year. We might do something for New Year's, maybe for Christmas. We'll see. But yeah, this is the last of the good sales for the week or for the rest of the year. There might be something Christmas, but you know, feel free to check on it, but I can't guarantee it. Because we just did Glocktober, and now we're doing, what was it, Black Friday and Cyber Monday to week. And I don't know if we're going to do another sale around Christmas or New Year's yet. Maybe around New Year's. We'll see. But if you buy full price, that won't you know, hurt us either. We appreciate that. Okay, right on. Let me boom, screenshot that so I can check it out later. Right now we're just driving around. I'm doing some side work, checking up on people's properties. Real easy gig. A lot of maintenance type stuff. You know, you see hanging wires, busted pipes, leaky spigots, you know, lights that are out, stuff like that. Real easy. And then we get back to the machine shop and run more slides. I do need to get some food this morning. Nothing fast foody. Nah. Gotta get some real food. I've come to grown to hate fast food as I get older. Gotta stay hydrated. Gotta eat clean. All that stuff we did when we were younger, it's coming back to kick our ass. Now I'm just chilling like a villain. Driving off to the next one. Hey, we done for this for almost 40 minutes. That's pretty sweet. And appreciate the likes, guys, very much. This morning's sun would knock its crap off, though. Yeah, we almost always have a sale going on around holidays or certain military events and whatnot. So you can kind of plan it around some of the holidays. Like I think the next one's coming up is like what, Valentine's Day or something? So, you know, we might do something for that, like maybe the pink slides and the white slides and the red slides. Sun, man, Jesus, no matter what direction I'm going, it's just fighting me. But big thing, yeah, we're looking at, you know, as we're finishing up the 26 and as we're beginning work on the 43, what are people looking for? Glock 20, Glock 21. Dude, you got like 3 car lengths ahead of you. Why did you brake hard like that, dick? Glock 23, Glock 27, Glock 48. What should we look at? Then of course there's the 34, which, you know, and the 17L. What should we look at next? A ported and comped slide would be nice. Ported and comped? I've seen ported or comped. That'd be interesting. Right now we have 2 ported options that are readily available. The Turbo, which has a top ported window and front grip serrations, and the Viper, which has 3 ported windows, top, left, and right, with a partial mid-grip serration, for additional grip if you need it. And the Viper, very popular. So is the Turbo in certain colors. People are just buying it like crazy. Well, I shouldn't say like crazy. They could definitely buy more of them. But the Viper has reduced weight, which some people, especially people who love FRTs, like running it with reduced weight. They'll get a lighter recoil spring assembly and just run it. And other people like it because it allows them to get different porting options. Having 3 ported windows at it's not quite a triangle, I guess a rounded triangle, kind of. Not so much on the sides, but either way, 3 windows allows them to have more ported options with their barrels. So people who like to get custom ported barrels, this gives them some, different play that they can do. One guy told me he's planning on getting a custom ported barrel with a tri-port, so he'll have top, left, and right porting on his barrel to utilize that the Viper has 3 windows. And I'm like, I've never seen anything like that before. I'd be interested to see how it functions. Like, does it cycle well? Let me know. Always learning new things. I never proclaim to know everything about firearms. None of us do. I mean, I've got 10 years of military. My brother's got like 6 years of military. We got a shop employee with 4 years. We had a Navy volunteer, Army, 2 Army, Marines, Navy. Had an Air Force volunteer for a little bit, and someone working with a Sheriff's Department. So we all have firearms experience. Some of us have gone off to be range safeties, have gone off to do marksmanship instruction and training, shooting competitions, NRA, some of the National Guard events, some of the Army events, doing some of the shooting competitions for them. And, so we all have experience, but none of us knows everything. No one's going to know everything. We do see quite a few people, proclaim they know everything. They don't. Nobody does. There's always more to learn. There's always more to improve on. Like I myself, Army, I got some time to go spend some range days with the Marines, and there was a Marine gunner there who was teaching me some stuff I didn't know and made me a better marksman and made me a better machine gunner too. And some people are like, this is the Marines, fuck them, doing the branch rivalry. And I'm like, no, fuck that. Here's a dude who has some experience, who's teaching me some stuff I don't know about. I'm gonna take advantage of this. Branch rivalry my ass. Like, the dude's a great shot and he's a good machine gunner. I am gonna take advantage of his experience. And anybody who says they don't need advantage of, someone else's higher experience, they're full of shit. We could all improve our marksmanship skills. Meaning, like, if you had made a comp for the threaded barrel. Oh, I see. I don't know, we might do comps someday. It all depends on how well the business grows, because we'd like to get another machine to do like some small projects, things like comps. The other option is just get comps from someone else. Touch on the comp, something very unique. Speak for yourself. I don't know, man. If I got some time to hang out with one of the President's 100 and like pick their brain on marksmanship skills, I'd probably do that. Some special forces dude was teaching me some move and groove type shit, I'd listen. Definitely listen. Oh, new graffiti. That's not mine. I'll just document it and say, hey, your painter needs to come out here and fix that. I'm ever increasing of the opinion, if you get caught tagging a place, somebody should just come out with a big old rod and just like maybe break a few fingers. You know, in Minecraft. In Minecraft. I was like, people work hard to keep their properties and their buildings and whatever in good condition. And then here comes some douchebag with like a $3 can of spray paint and fucks it all up. And then you got to go spend hundreds of dollars to get it fixed. Pressure washed, repainted, tone matched. We ever caught our kids doing that type of shit? Oh, they'd be getting such a whooping. I'm not one for abusing children, obviously, but, you know, sometimes they need a good spanking. And society's gotten a little soft, which is why we have some of the losers we have running around. Their parents decided to try to be friends and not parents. Yeah, let's get out of the sun. There we go. Everything looks good. I just got to chill here for a little while. Good to go. Is the island barrel port had a pat, or can you do that also? The what now? Rephrase, man. Bring back bamboo whipping sticks. Oh man, I heard they still used to do that in Japan and Singapore. Yeah, well, Japan probably hasn't done it in years, but they used to. There was this big case back in the 90s. Some tourist, American, went to Japan, tagged the place up, and they caned him in public. And Americans here were all offended by it. And it's like, no, he got exactly what he deserved. He went to someone else's home and fucked up their shit. He deserves to get his ass whooped. I don't care that he's American. He's a piss poor American. Somebody should kick his ass. His parents clearly didn't kick his ass. I was like, just because somebody carries the same nationality as me does not mean I don't think they deserve an ass whooping from time to time. If you go out and do fucked up shit, you deserve to get your shit fucked up. It's not complicated. You went to someone else's home and trashed it. You deserve to have your ass beat. Me and the wife had a custom paddle made to whip our kids. Yup. Back in the day, it used to be go find your own switch. The thinnest switch hurt like hell. And if you found one that they didn't approve of, they'd whip you with it and then make you go get another one. Now that might have been a little too harsh, but some corporal punishment isn't wrong. It's just about how you go about it. It needs to be explained. What the hell? I'm hoping I'm not looking at a bed bug bed. Someone dropped a mattress off out here and it's all sealed up in plastic, but it doesn't look like original plastic. Like something you'd get from the store. Willow tree. Oh yeah. Yup. That was one that was going on with a lot of the kids is, you know, you had to whoop them from time to time, but then you sit down. That's where I think a lot of the previous generations may have fucked up a little bit. Is, yeah, they whooped the kid's ass, but then they didn't have a little heart-to-heart afterwards, no conversation. And the conversation is really what kind of dials it home. Like, okay, yeah, we did this, but now we got to talk. Like, okay, why were you doing those things? And if you can't figure it out, that's okay. We'll talk it through. We'll work it through. We'll figure it out. And, you know, some people just did the whooping, but there was no conversation afterwards. And I think you got to have the conversation. Right on, Rebel. You have a good one. Thank you for dropping by. Thanks, everyone, so much for the likes. It's greatly appreciated. Yep. Besides that, I'm not going to deal with that. I just get to send the guy a picture and be like, hey, I saw this. Your maintenance guy might want to wear gloves and stuff. I just come out here and check on places, see if I see something. If it's something I can fix real easily, I'll do it. Something like that I won't touch. They got a guy for that. But real easy gig. I mean, you guys should look around and see if you can find some properties. Like, if you're just looking for easy side work, go and do porting services and, you know, maintenance and janitorial services for frickin' plazas and properties. Real easy. And, you know, depending on which ones you work for, you get paid by the job. So as soon as you finish, you can go pick up a check or whatever, however they choose to pay you. And some of them, it's, you know, if it's a regular thing, they'll pay you every week or two. But a lot of them, it's just by the site. It's like, okay, you went to this one, you did this one, okay, you found that, okay, here's your money. Super easy. Bill Pool, what's going on, man? Driving around, getting some side work in. Talking about guns, parenting. Just chatting it up. We were talking about the 20, 21, 23, 27, and 48. Oh, and 34. Forgot the 34. You know, what should Stiffler Manufacturing make next? Now that we're almost done with the 26 and we are beginning work on the 43, what should we do next? What is the big jump? So trying to figure that out. There's also discussions about bringing the Flash and the Leonidas back to limited production. So I can't confirm or promise anything, but that we might bring it back for like limited runs, you know, maybe make 50 or 60 of them, and then once they're sold out, they're sold out. And the only ones for regular production we might do would be for like vendors or distributors who want to order, you know, 100 or more of them. But we might do it as like a seasonal thing. There is also another slide, a 6th model. Oh, and a 7th. That's weird, but yeah. So there's a 6th model that is designed. It is in the background. We have a prototype. It's for the 19. We could probably make it for the 17. And it's just in the background. It's there. We've shot it. It runs. But we haven't made like regular production with it. It doesn't even have a name. It's a cool design. We just haven't really got, because we were already making at the time 5 slides, and we're like, all right, we're making too many right now. We don't really want to add a 6th. But now, as production is up, adding this 6th model, this nameless model, might be something we'll do. So that's in the background. We just have to improve the machining on it, because we can make them right now, but the machining needs to be dialed in so they can actually be made in production, and so the timing makes sense. Making a single slide, you know, you can do one in a few hours, but you want to be able to make, you know, 30, 50 at a time, and so that's what's got to be dialed in. Then there's this 7th one. It kind of has a name. I can't talk about the name. I can't really talk about it either. I can just say that there's a 7th one and that there is a 19 and 17 for it, and it's designed on paper. We're trying to see if we can get vendors and distributors to pick it up, but we might just bring it to us and make it as a retail slide. Flash slide. You know, let me see if I can pull one up on the green screen here. Here, let's move that around. There we go. Oh. Nope, it's just going to be all messed up. Okay, we'll deal with it. Okay, let's go to Stiffler Manufacturing. Let's see if I have a flash in here. I think I do. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a flash. Yep, that is our flash slide. Not the best photo, I know. Let's see if I can find another one. Places you can still find the flash slide, I believe, are at the hub in Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside, Arizona, as well as Sirius Arms in Prescott, Arizona. And MDX Arms might still have some in stock, maybe. There we go, here's another flash. I'll just duck out of the way here. Yeah, there we go, that one's a better photo. They're harder to make, and they're easy to break tools on, which is why when people weren't buying, because they're harder to make, they're more expensive. So because people weren't buying them over, say, some of our cheaper slides, it just kind of went out of regular production. They're cool slides, I love it, but it's harder to produce. All these little, how can I, there we go. Also, all these little window cuts are harder to do than the Viper and the Turbo. Thanks, Bill. Hey, works in progress. What's going on, man? Brookside, how you doing? Yeah, the flash is great. It's just, it's harder to produce, so it's more expensive, and people weren't buying it over the Viper, over the Turbo, over the Zoom, or the Hellet. And it's like, well, okay, why are we making them if they're just sitting here on the shelf? So we stopped production, and once we got low on numbers, then we, cut it. And same thing for the Leonidas. Bill has a Leonidas. I'll pull one of those up. There we go. Here's a Leonidas in Sig Pink. Similar to the Flash, but different. See if I can find a better one. Nope. Flash. Is that a Leonidas? Yes, Leonidas. Okay. There's a Space Worn Leonidas. Oh crap, when did I get here? I'm supposed to write the times down and stuff. There we go. All right. There we go. Oh yeah, Zoom's classic. It runs, it's great. Yeah, but it's so much easier to produce than the others because it only has front grip serrations and the optic cut. Whereas the other slides, they all have a lot more going on. So the more they have going on, the harder they are to make. And it's easier to break tools on those slides. So definitely costs a bit more. I realized I should have been doing a green screen this whole time. Like here's one of our Hellets. Oh, speaking of the white, we are getting rid of Arctic White, which is an F Series Cerakote, and we are going back to Stormtrooper White, which is an H Series Cerakote. Oh, is the front sight overhanging the ported window? Brain fart there for a second. What in the fuck? You know, it's a weird thing, and maybe you should all try it sometime. Drive around to a spot in town and just watch people. And you will get a gauge for, like, the people in your community and in your city. Is it everybody? No. But just, you know, park in a place, you know, grab a coffee or something, and then just chill in a place for an hour, you know, or walk around. You know, go strapped everywhere you go. Stay strapped or get clapped. But just watch, just do some people watching, and you'll see some really weird shit. Like, I'm watching this dude right now. It's like being at the zoo. Ported barrel with the Viper? Yeah. Look for... What am I talking about here? Not the bladed sight, because the bladed sight goes back too far, and that tends to get caught in the ported... The expulsion of gas and flame tends to catch that sight. Look for the... What's it called? It's the... God damn it. It's a sight that is angled forward and does not overhang the port. Like the Glock OEM is kind of like that. Have a good one, William. Thanks for stopping by. It's always appreciated. And thank you guys so much for the likes. Oh, I am going to have to pop into the store and pick up something to eat. What are we at, the hour mark? Damn. Maybe I'll get a Caesar salad. But that's what I want you guys to think about for the coming lives is, what do you think? What have you heard? What are you seeing with the Glock 20, the 21, the 22, the 23, the Glock 34, the 17 long, the 48, the 27, if I haven't said it, any of those, because we're looking at expanding. Now that we are, you know, starting on the 43 and finishing up the 26, we're looking at expanding. And we kind of want to hear what your guys' opinions are. 29, okay, why should we do 29, Bill Pool? And which one is that? Which caliber? Because, to be honest, I forget on a lot of the Glocks which caliber's which. So, like, why? That's the big thing. And then, are you seeing it at other places? Yeah, Glock 45, that's one we might do, because it's just 19, but newer. So the 45 is a potential option once we start doing Gen 5 stuff. The 47, too, come think of it, because I also mentioned the 48. So the 45, the 47, the 48, you know, those are options. And what we need to see is, are we a one-off and then nobody buys it? Or are all of our competitors also making this, and are they selling? Because to throw money into research and development and then not to make any return on investment is what has crippled a lot of smaller businesses that make slides. G23, of course, wants a 23. Now, I think we can make that. I'm pretty sure we can, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, G23 is just a 19 that's chambered in 40. I'm pretty sure you can take a 23 and put a 9mm barrel in it and run it. I haven't done it yet, mostly because I don't have a 23. If I did, I would, but absolutely correct. Okay, so what we need to do then is get a different broach, and 40 cal is just basically a 10mm short, so we widen it. Yeah, we could probably do that. The question is it going to sell? Is there still a dedicated 23 market for 40 cal? Do those threaded barrels? We don't actually make barrels, so we get our barrels sourced from ELD Performance, so we're good there. Oh, make our own barrels. Yeah, we're probably not going to make barrels. We've talked about it a couple times. Probably not going to do it. If we did, I'd want to make the barrels out of some stronger stuff than 416, which is what a lot of businesses do. But then again, should we make barrels out of 17.4? Would it be too hard? Don't know. That's a whole discussion. Yeah, you might have to swap extractors. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, on most of the slide changes, you have to swap something. The extractor, the back plate. Sometimes you need to get a skirt for the front, an adapter for the recoil spring assembly. But Glock is Legos. Swap a few parts and stuff fits. Most of the time. Like, you can fit a 17 on a 19. You could fit a 19 on a 26. Oh, getting stiff. Stiff with Stiffler. It's nice and cool now. When I was doing this one time, we had a dude climbing up the light pole. And I'm just sitting there watching him like, okay. Called the guy who owns the property. I'm like, hey, man, this is what's going on. You want me to call the cops or something? And he's like, yes, please call the cops. And when the cops showed up, the guy is literally, like, you've seen light poles. The guy's literally just sitting on top of the light pole. Freaking, like, 15, 20 feet in the air. I'm just like, what the fuck? And the cops are like, get down. Just get down. Like, if we have to get the fire department out here with a cherry picker, we will. And if we get you down that way, you're going to jail. So they're like, just climb down on your own power. I'm sitting here like, dude, what the fuck? The guy's all tweaked out, half dressed. They ended up taking him to jail anyway, but the weirdness I see doing this. If you're going to run 9mm through a 23, you have to change the extractor, but if you are putting the 23 slide on a 19 frame, nothing changes. Okay. Sweet. Right, because then it's still running 40 cal if you're just, because they use the same frame, right? The 23 frame and the 19 frame are the same frame, kinda. Or are they completely the same? So yeah, all we'd have to do is just, yeah, expand a couple things, use a slightly different broach. Yeah, so we could probably do the 23. It's just, oh man, we would definitely have to, see, the problem with why we can't do a 23 immediately is because we need to start tracking our runs. People would confuse the 19 and the 23. And we would have to make sure 23s get sent off to be engraved. Unless we figure out our own engraving, which we've been meaning to do, it's just, it's not ready yet. So maybe if we ball end mill it. Yeah. Point is we'd have to start engraving slides at some point with our, one, we want to add the Dragon logo to them, and two, we want to start adding the model. So if you get a 19 zoom, I want it to say, you know, SM19 zoom, or rather SM19.3 for generation 3, zoom, Hellet, Viper, Flash, whatever. That way it's actually on it. And then when we start making Gen 5s, we'll put, you know, 19.5 and so forth. Do another slide, what calibers sell well, like 10mm or 40? Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Like, what's going to sell well? I've seen some of our competitors are doing 10mm, so they have them available, but are they selling? That's the thing. If we make it and then it doesn't sell, have we just hosed ourselves? Okay. A couple small differences in the frame. That's most of Glock's changes, too. Most of Glock's changes, or any kind of innovation, is their frame. Not so much the slides. There we go. Well, that is probably where I'm going to end it, boys and girls. I'm going to go in and get some food, and looks like I got to go document a couple things for this property for the guy. And then at some point today, I'm getting back in the shop. More work on the 43 today, more work on the 26 today, because we're really trying to push the 26 before January. I'd really like to help some Californians out, but production delays are production delays. I'm sorry. Stuff unfortunately happens. And I'm seeing some nasty stuff coming out of Colorado with their new semi-auto ban. So if you're from Colorado or you got friends in Colorado, look that up so you can always stay ahead of all the government's fuckery. Just make sure you're on the right side of the law so you don't get hemmed up, and keep fighting for the 2A. Fight every day. It's constant vigilance with it. It doesn't matter who's president. It doesn't matter who's your senator or representative. Somebody somewhere is always trying to take away your Second Amendment rights. So don't get complacent just because your favorite politician's in office. What the fuck is that guy doing? So that's where I'm going to end it. We're also going to try and go over to the Green Place, over to Grumble some more. I did a live there last night. So if you happen to be on Grumble, check us out, because we're going to be doing a lot more stuff there. And I need to set up my desk better so that I can do some regular recording. So I can sit here kind of like this and show you guys builds and show you guys different guns. And because Grumble's cool with it. YouTube is not. So I need to go do that and set up the desk a little better so I can show some stuff off. So if you guys happen to be over there, check us out on Grumble. Check out our link tree, which has all of our, and you can find, I post that quite frequently. It's in the description right now, I think. So you can check out all of our other social media. Facebook is garbage. Meta is garbage. YouTube restricts a lot of 2A people. Instagram just got rid of a lot of 2A people. Twitter is a pay-to-play. So, Grumble might be the way to go. Green Place it is. And I have to admit, I'm incredibly frustrated with you. Like, look at this. I've gotten 15 likes, and right now there's 5 people in here. A few weeks ago, before YouTube's fuckery, I had a few hundred people in here. It's, it is what it is. So we're going to try and start. I still want to get my 2K subs here, but moving over to, I've already gotten, donations on Grumble. And I can't get donations here on YouTube because gun content. So yeah, we're probably switching over there. We'll still make content here. We'll still do lives here and talk with people. Might even do joint lives where we're on YouTube and Grumble at the same time. But yeah, it's just, we're going to do some more focusing on that because they let us do more. And they don't restrict us for silly bullshit. Like, I did a green screen, and you guys can all tell this is a green screen. And YouTube still thought this in the background was a real gun and that we were touching stuff. And it's just dealing with their AI bullshit, their bots, is so frustrating. And their customer service is horrendous. You can't really talk to anybody. You can't really... It's just whatever, anti-constitutional bullshit they happen to be part of at the time. And you hope you get a moderator or, an admin or whoever is in charge of that, has 2 brain cells between them to actually put 2 and 2 together and go, yeah, you didn't break any rules. But even though they realize you didn't break any rules, they fuck you up for weeks after you've been suspended for a day. So it's frustrating dealing with them. I don't believe YouTube is a First Amendment platform. They certainly are not a Second Amendment platform. So, the Green Place might be the way to go. And that's disappointing because YouTube is a really good platform. It's so easy to use for anybody. And it's frustrating that they don't allow it. It's absolutely frustrating. So anyway, thank you guys so much for popping in. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for any of the new subs I might have gotten. Keep checking back with us. Check out our Cyber Week sale, 20% off all slides. Strip slides, complete slides, any color, any style, all week long. So check that out on our website, stifflermanufacturing.com. And as always, stay 2A every day.